So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So let's get into it. Alright, so the Bulls are heading into their offseason early after being officially eliminated from the playoffs by the Milwaukee Bucks. They did get gentlemen swept by the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks. The series wasn't really competitive, excluding those first two games. The Bucks were too experienced and too talented for the Bulls to handle, and ultimately the Bucks won in 5 games. Now, with that being said, the Bulls, just like every other team that's been eliminated from the playoffs to this point, they have some things they need to fix in the offseason, and they have some questions they need to answer in the offseason. Luckily for them, those questions can be easily answered by just a few simple things. So in this video, I'm going to give y'all 3 things that the Bulls need to resolve in the offseason to be able to become a contender next year. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up guys, KT here, back at it with another video, back at it with another Bulls discussion video. So the Bulls season was overall a general success. You go from the 13th seed to a 1 seed, and later in the year you did drop to the 6th seed, but that's a big improvement from a non-playoff team to being projected as a play-in team to ultimately making a playoff spot. So the one thing that the Bulls need to fix in the offseason, and that they need to resolve in the offseason, is one, you got to pay Zach LaVine. Now, Zach LaVine, he will be looking for the max contract, which the Bulls can offer him, and which they will happily give to him. Now, there is a hot debate going on whether Zach LaVine deserves his max contract. Is he a max player? Does he have the talent to win? Can he make this team better? Does he make this team a contending team? And the answer to all those questions is yes. I do think he has the talent to make this team a contending team. And for people who say he does not deserve the max, they usually don't have a very good counter argument to defend that point that Zach LaVine does not deserve the max contract. Now, I like to use this analogy. It's the same thing with Roquan Smith right now. The Bears are looking to give Roquan Smith an extension. We don't know when that will get done, but we know that they are looking to give Roquan Smith an extension. And so I say it like this. When people say Roquan Smith does not deserve a lot of money, since he hasn't made a Pro Bowl, I think he's only made All-Pro once, and that was second team. So when people say he doesn't deserve his money, the only thing they fail to forget is, who are you gonna get that's better than Roquan Smith? And that's the same thing with Zach LaVine right now. Who are you gonna get that's better than Zach LaVine right now if you don't pay him? Remember, there's not many alternatives out there that are realistic to get. And 2, he's an unrestricted free agent, so if you don't want to pay him, he'll just leave and you'll get nothing for him. So ultimately, as much as Zach LaVine has to fix with his game, his shot IQ can be better, his shot selection could be better, his ball handling could be a little bit better, and his defensive awareness can be better as well. Mainly, him and DeRozan are gonna have to buy in on defense if they're gonna want to be anywhere next year, anywhere near contending status next year. They're gonna have to buy in on defense. Mainly Zach LaVine, but ultimately Zach LaVine should be getting paid. He will be getting paid, and there's not much anybody can do about it, even if they disagree. So there's not many people out there that are better than Zach LaVine, especially 2 guards. The only 2 names that might even have a discussion that are gettable is Bradley Beal and Donovan Mitchell, and I'd honestly stick with Zach LaVine. So pay Zach LaVine his money, let him improve on his game. He should be back even better next season. Honorable mention, get that knee checked out, make sure it's nothing serious, pay him his money. He'll be back next season even better. So the second thing is that the Bulls need to fill out the roster with some better players. Mainly, the main need they need to fix on that roster might be center and the bench. Center was an interesting position for the Bulls this year. We thought we were getting an all-star center in Nikola Vucevic, in which he did play solid at spurts, but you didn't get the same production that you got from Vucevic in Orlando. He wasn't a very good rim protector, and he did not want to play back to the basket. Now, Nikola Vucevic, as much as he, didn't live up to expectations, I can kind of see where the problems lie, and that's just because he doesn't fit with the system we run here. We have two guards that are not really good shooters, and what I mean by that is they're not stand around the perimeter and shoot the ball as soon as they catch it. No, you have two pure scorers that like to get to the rim and set up opportunities on the perimeter. But they can't do that if Nikola Vucevic is standing around the perimeter, bringing his man towards the guards, to Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And honestly, Vucevic did not step up in his role to score more points and be that third guy, to where every night we had to at least rely on Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan to even be competitive, especially in that playoff series. So I would look to move Vucevic into a system that fits him. The one system I think that fits him the best might be Utah. And I say that because Utah is on the verge of going home. They are getting ready to lose to the Dallas Mavericks, should they lose that elimination game. And most likely, they're not going to move Donovan Mitchell. They're most likely going to move Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert would be perfect for this team. He is a rim protector. He likes rebounding the ball. He's a physical big man who will make guys think twice about coming into the paint, and he won't clog up the perimeter. He will stay in the paint. He will catch lobs and get rebounds and block shots. So Rudy Gobert would be perfect for this team. There are also guys like Mitchell Robinson out there, another rim protecting rebounder guy. That's exactly what the Bulls need right now, is a guy who can just block shots and rebound, not really take too much of the scoring load off, because that's what you're going to go and get role players for. Now, Anthony Davis has been a name thrown out there a couple times. If you can get him, I take a shot. I do think Gobert is the better fit due to his non-offensive style, and just the fact that we need a rim protector that he'll fit the style that we play. So ultimately, I think Rudy Gobert is the best fit. However, if you have a chance to get Anthony Davis from the Lakers, because they'll probably be moving him soon, depending on what happens this offseason with them, you go out and get Anthony Davis. Bring him home. So the center position is one need that the Bulls need to fix. I'll get into this next one quickly. Honorable mention, the Bulls need to get more shooters around DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. There were too many times, especially in this series, where guys would have open shots and they would just clank them off the side of the rim, or they would just airball them. Especially last night, it showed the Bulls have a really big deficit in shooting. This is a team that was number one in shooting, especially in three-point shooting at the beginning of the year, but as the year went on and teams started to adjust to them, the Bulls only shot 30% from the three-point range as a team, and in the playoffs they only shot 27% as a team from three. So ultimately, as much as I like Javonte Green, as much as I like Derrick Jones Jr., as much as people like Troy Brown Jr., they don't fit. The Bulls need better shooters. Javonte Green is too hesitant to shoot. Derrick Jones is a streaky shooter at best, and Troy Brown Jr. just can't shoot at all. And Kobe White might be getting moved as well. He's a scorer. He's not really a shooter like that. So ultimately, look for the Bulls to get more shooting on this team to help out DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. So if one of those guys go out, you'll have somebody to take the pressure off of one guy. So ultimately, look for better role players and look for a better center is the second point and the second thing that the Bulls need to resolve at this offseason to be a better team. The third reason, I'll get into it quickly, will most likely be Patrick Williams has to take that next step on this team to be able to make this team a contending team. Patrick Williams has shown flashes. The number 4 overall pick from Florida State has shown flashes. Good defense, good rebounding. He can score the ball when he's given an opportunity. Patrick Williams, all that I can say about Patrick Williams is that he needs to have a predefined role on this team. Too many times, he'd be standing out there. He wouldn't know whether to shoot, whether to score, whether to cut to the basket. And that part of that is because he's missed games. But the other part of it is that you have 3 players that need the ball and Levine, DeRozan, and Vucevic. And honestly, Vucevic is making Patrick Williams' job a lot harder for him to score because he just doesn't know his role. So next year, I expect Patrick Williams to know his role and honestly become the third option for the Bulls if they do decide to get a non-offensive center. I expect him to take that big leap. And I think he can. He's shown flashes. He has great athleticism. He can rebound. He can defend. He can shoot. He can shoot off the dribble. He's surprisingly a good passer as well. And he's a good shot blocker. He can honestly be a 5-tool player. It's just unlocking the talent he has right now and using it to our advantage. If he can become that third option that the Bulls need, they'll be fine. They'll be a good team, an even better team next year, especially when they get Lonzo Ball back and get healthy. Now, with all that being said, the Bulls, this was a successful season for the Bulls. I want to see if they can make that leap from a playoff team to a contending team to where they can compete with the Milwaukee Bucks, with the Philadelphia 76ers, with the Heat, and other teams, other elite teams in both conferences. Now, the Bulls, they're there. All they need to do is fix a couple pieces on this roster and they'll be there. Get some more shooting, pay Zach LaVine, get a more defensive-minded center on this team, and get Patrick Williams aggressive, and they'll be completely fine. Get Lonzo Ball back. He'll be back even better next year. So I expect big things for the Bulls. I want to see them make that leap from a playoff team to a contending team. Expect a lot of changes this offseason. Expect them to move some guys around this offseason. And expect a different Bulls team next season. We're coming, Milwaukee. We will beat Milwaukee one of these days. It won't be this year, and that's fine. But we've shown the Bucks what we can do in spurts. Now we need to think about beating this team, beating the Bucks, beating the Sixers, beating the Heat consistently, and just becoming a contending team. So, we're coming, Milwaukee. Don't let your guard down. We are coming. We will be back better next year, and next year won't be so easy to beat us in the playoffs, but congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for moving on to the second round, and congratulations to the Chicago Bulls. Let's give our Chicago Bulls a big pat on the back for making that big leap from the 13th seed to a playoff team. I'm excited for this Bulls team. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, hitting that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these videos. Follow me on social media, as there will be a lot of off-season news coming for the Bulls and Bears. And see red, people, and I'm out. Peace.